morning. Good morning, honorable members, and welcome to our first session of Wednesday, 9th November. Clerk, order of business.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next.
Order number 3, messages.
Next.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next.
Order number 5, papers.
Next.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable Anita Mibei, there is a statement you want to raise. Yes, proceed, Honorable Anita.
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Section 9 of the County Government Act 2012 and Kericho County Assembly Standing Order 48-1, I wish to seek a statement from the Committee on Water and Sanitation on the following issues. A, the status of Kipkobob Water Project. B, the design of the Kipkobob Water Project. C, the area that the said project will cover in terms of water supply. D, the type of energy used to run the project. If it's electricity, is it viable or sustainable? E, the total cost of the project. F, the name of the contractor. G, who supervised the work done. And lastly, how much has been paid for the said project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Anita Mibei. Is the Chairman Water and Sanitation in the House? Chairman for Water and Sanitation. Yes, the Honorable Peter Kimoy. Please, this statement will be laid before your committee, and therefore you need to tell us your timeline, how long you will take to respond to the same.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, pertaining the statement that has been raised by Honorable Member Anita, I request that you give me 14 days to respond on it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. 14 days, you're given 14 days to respond. I know the honorable members, there are other statements that were raised last week, and I think 14 days will be lapsing either. I don't know whether it's yesterday or today, and I don't know whether it is in order right now or the honorable member, the deputy speaker, you have something to say about it so that we can agree on the way forward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Being the chair committee on liaison and in charge of all the committees, I also been following up on the same for statements, and I think it's fair that you give the chance to chair agriculture because the 14 days lapses today. So I think it's only fair that the chairperson is given a chance to respond, whether he has a report or maybe it requires more time, so that we will be moving forward and closing on all statements, because I think it's in order that every statement raised in this House must be responded to. We need to have to track it to ensure that none of the statements go without an answer. So I simply request that you give the concerned chair to respond on the same. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Deputy Speaker. Yes, the Honorable Matthew.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I think I was the one raising the statement. And before we give before the chairman tell us whether that he needs more days or more time, I think also it's in order that he tell us what is the status of the report, how far, or we are still starting today that we need to give 14 days. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what the Honorable Member, that is exactly what we wanted the Honorable Chairman of that committee to explain or inform to the House. And again, maybe he has the report. So the Honorable Chairman for... Yes, the Honorable Paul.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me an opportunity to rise on a point of information. The Honorable Deputy Speaker is the chair liaison committee, but the honors rest in the sectoral committee chair, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, the Honorable Paul Chirchir. And I think from the explanation of the Honorable Deputy Speaker, I think he also alluded to the fact that it lies squarely on the Honorable Chairman for the said committees. There were two statements that were raised, and therefore I think it was under cooperatives as well as agriculture. So, Honorable Chairman, are you in the House?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Opportunity that you have given unto me. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the reception that you gave to my students who came from my ward yesterday. So I want to say a word of appreciation for the welcome you gave unto them. Thank you. On responding to the statement that was raised by the Honorable Matthew Korir, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to request for more time since the concerned department was recently sworn in. So I beg for more time to respond on that statement. It could be 14 days, if you may allow. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay. Order, Honorable Basile, you may take your seat. And before I give to Honorable Majority, if I get it very clearly, you said that you are requesting for 14 more days. However, you have also alluded to the fact that the Department of Agriculture were being sworn in. So before I give a direction, Honorable Hesron.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And I rise on a point of information to inform the House and the Honorable Member that with all due respect I accorded to him, I want to inform the Honorable Member, the Chairman of Agriculture, that the Department of Agriculture was not sworn into office. It wasn't the department, it was the CEC in charge. And there is a difference between a CEC and a department and an office. Irrespective of changes in government and what have you, the office remain intact. So we want more clarification why you need more time, and maybe the status of the statement, how far have you gone, what have you, can you give us the methodology that will acquit us to grant you more time? Because we don't want to start on a wrong note, on a wrong foot of, after raising a statement, we come here and request for more time. We want whatever it has been raised, we dispense it off immediately. So I'm not convinced, Mr. Honorable Speaker. Give the Honorable Chairman and the Vice Chairman of the said committee or the members to give us the steps they have taken, so that at least we can be convinced. Otherwise, we are not going to that direction. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Ezron, Honorable Ezron. Yes, Honorable Cheriot Betts.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, may I first of all, the Deputy Speaker alluded that he is the person in charge of all committees, and I want to say that he's not in charge of all the committees. The person in charge of Education Committee is Honorable Cheriot Betts as the chair, and we co-chair the committee with Honorable Matthew, so we are the people in charge of those committees. The Deputy Speaker is only the chair of liaison, the chairs of chairs, but is not in charge of committees. So that should be very clear, Mr. Speaker, because he wants to take more roles. And already the Constitution is very clear, the standing orders is very clear on the roles of a Deputy Speaker. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, the Deputy will be summoning us to appear before him, which is not the case, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the second issue, on the response by my able chairman, Mr. Speaker, I am also in Committee on Agriculture, and we've done our best. I know the majority leader, Hezron, is trying to pin my chairman down, but we have done our best. We have sent the request to the department. Yeah, what we are told, Chair,
Honorable Member, you just referred to Honorable Hezron as the majority leader. Yet in this House, of course, there is a leadership, or I guess the honorable member for Ainamo, you have forgotten to maybe in your speech to insert former. Perhaps you need to clarify, and you withdraw the statement.
Chairman, as I said, Chair, I've always I voted for the former majority leader, so I still refer to him as my majority, because that is where my vote went in the previous assembly. But however, Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to tell that as a Committee on Agriculture, we've sat down with the able chairman. The chairman was even voted in. There was no voting, it was unanimous. So he has a lot of trust in the membership of that committee. So the statement is already within the department. What we were waiting for, Mr. Speaker, is that, the head of a department is a CEC. The CEC was sworn in the other day, so he was planning to settle down. Then he told us, if you give us 2 weeks, he will give us a very comprehensive report concerning that statement. So, Mr. Speaker, allow my chairman, I beg, Mr. Speaker, that if you give my chairman 2 weeks, we will come with a very comprehensive report rather than tabling a half-baked report. That is our request as a committee chairman.
Yes, the Honorable Albert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, so that we help the chairman of the committee, maybe I will request that you give him an opportunity to bring progress report as per Standing Order 195, so that after that now you'll make a ruling whether they'll be given 2 weeks or 1 week. Thank you.
Yes, the Honorable Chairman for Agriculture, you give the House the status of the statements raised. Honorable Shele.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity that you have also given me. In response to what Honorable Hezron has asked, I'm still requesting...
Order, honorable members. Let us give continue, proceed. Proceed, honorable.
Thank you. I'm still begging or requesting to keep substantive report in the afternoon, please. That is.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Shele. So you will give to the House the progress report in the afternoon on the order, on the statement raised. Honorable members, you know very well the importance of these statements. Of course, the issues raised in those statements are very critical to the running of this county government. I want to urge and direct the chairpersons for all the committees to take their work seriously on these matters. Remember that your key role is the role of oversight, and one of playing your oversight is raising such statements. We also, I want to urge the chairpersons to work closely with the chairperson of chairperson, so that is the liaison, the deputy speaker, so that you use also your experience in that. Remember the discussion that you had with myself on handling these matters. But I think it is important also for the county executive arm of government to take the statements that are being raised in this house seriously. We cannot be a house that raises statements and there is no response. The office of the clerk, I also direct you to communicate to the relevant department on the same, granting them an extra 14 days to facilitate the department of and the committee for agriculture and furnish them with proper information. I agree with the honorable member Hezron that even though the CC was being sworn in, the chief officer and the whole structure of the Department of Agriculture, and therefore this information is readily available in our offices. I'll also encourage the honorable majority leader to use perhaps or have an opportunity to engage the executive to take this matter so that this house, which is a house of representation as well as guided by rules and procedures, so that members can have satisfactory answers on what they have raised. Honorable members, there being no other business of this morning session, I wish to adjourn the house until this afternoon at 2:30, this Wednesday, 9th November. Thank you very much.
Yes.